Okay guys, so we're here at the old workstation and ready to give her on the mill. So I'll show you my setup here quick. We're picking up where we left off in the last video, our first chainsaw milling video. I got my trailer here to load the lumber onto my trailer, and it also holds all my tools nice and stuff actually. See, this is all I'm using to make our lumber here, you know, very simple setup. And then of course I got my log skidder, which I use to load the mill and also to move these big logs around. So you can see I just got my little 450 Kodiak, my custom log skidder. I built this, it's awesome. Of course, friends will know we built this beauty ramp workstation in our other chainsaw milling video, and it's working really good. So we actually got quite a nice little setup here, guys. Got my guide rails over there for my cuts and my brackets. These are all just big poplar logs is what they are. They produce some pretty nice looking lumber though. Like, look at these beauty boards I got off the mill there, guys. They're just right on. We got all these big old poplar logs to mill, and it is gonna take us a while, but we're just gonna sit right down here and get it all done all at once and be done with it. Because guys, my goal here, what my objective is with the chainsaw mill, what we're trying to do is use the chainsaw mill, use the stuff we already have, and with very little investment into the mill and into my workstation here that I built with the lumber we milled, with that be able to use this poplar stuff, which is about all I have here, use our chainsaw and build a pile of lumber to use for building projects around camp, to use for tops of furniture, make some big live edge stuff, make some siding probably, make some dimensional kind of shit for building and whatever else. Get it cut all at once here, get it out of the way, not think about it, put the mill away, and then have it all drying so it's ready to use throughout the year and in our projects, and have it just on hand. So we're just really gonna get after it here and get it done. We're gonna spend quite a few hours here on the mill, but it's actually a lot of fun, guys, and it's super satisfying producing your own lumber, especially with lumber prices the way they're at. So I'm just starting off with this big timber here. It's about 17 feet long, and we're gonna be milling some big 2x8s off it. Just a little bit short here. I'll probably have to cut this and shape this one up a bit. Got too much bark here, but right on, guys. Let's get a huge pile of lumber going here. Figure I'm gonna start by getting all my biggest logs done. That way I can start with the biggest stuff on the bottom of the stack where it should be. I'm making a whole bunch of 2x8s out of these long pieces. I've figured that's what I'll need, a lot of them. So after we get our 3 sides flat, then we can really get to business. Still pretty slow, but we're making 2x8 here, like true 2x8s too. And so we'll just drop our guide down. You can see we got like a ruler here, all our measurements. Set her on 2 inches and tighten her back down. Start ripping some boards off this big piece here. We'll just get after it. I have so much fucking sawdust in my eyes. Holy hell. Should have safety glasses. Just because this bark's hitting me right the wrong kind of way. Holy shit, I can't even see. So I got this big beauty on the mill, and I'm looking to get some. I've mainly just been making a lot of 2x8s and a couple 2x10s, like some big dimensional stuff. I also want some big live edge character pieces for furniture and stuff, and want them good and thick, like talking 3-inch slabs, maybe 2.5. I'm gonna rip these 3. This one's, she's got rod in her though, so we'll see how that looks. But I'm just thinking here, like I maybe want a flatter surface to start this off. I might rip a 1-inch board and then go down to 3. This will be a damn nice board. But I don't know, man, my saw might not get through this one. I think I'm gonna have to take the dogs off her. Oh yeah, look at that, beauty. And that is gonna produce one beautiful slab, 3 inches, and then you can flatten it, take off a 1/2 inch per se or whatever have ya, and still have lots of thickness. If I milled it like 2.5, I want it bigger than 2, I think. For tops of shit and whatever else, it's gonna be a beauty, guys. Sure couldn't put the saw that melted too much more. I still had the dogs on, just barely got through her, but this is a huge slab and she's a beauty. Oh fuck yeah. I don't know, man, it's kind of rotten here at the center. Yeah, I'm not totally sure about it, you know, it is kind of rotten at the center, and I knew that. I didn't realize it went quite that far up actually. Shit, we'll just have to see, guys. I'm not too sure. We're learning still, you know. Fuckers are heavy. Damn heavy. But beautiful. Windy as fuck. She's been raining and storming today. The dogs do gotta come off for this one. I got a huge log on the mill there and we're making some more slabs. And it's barely gonna get through it with these off, but should get about 1 inch. Okay, see what happens. Holy shit, I mean, just look at this beauty. This thing is serious. This next slab is gonna be a beast too. I bet you it's 18. Yeah, crazy. So where I'm milling my lumber, where my workstation is there, guys, is just on my road into camp, but it's towards the start, so it's quite a bit of driving back and forth to and from camp every day. We're headed to camp there now. Got the trailer. Yeah, man, everything's looking good at camp. not too much exciting happening here the last couple days. We've been working at the mill, but just chefing up some dinner here. Bacon, sidekicks, deadly dinner. I am some kind of hungry there too, guys, but sir, we're getting fired up this morning. So guys, it's a real beautiful day here up at camp, like really beautiful. It's been raining, and looks like the forecast has pretty well only rained for around camp here. Can't complain too bad, you know, guys. Like, it was a drought here last year, risk of fire all year, nothing grew, but she's going good here this year. I just look at my lawn, holy shit. Anyway, life in the bush camp life has been pretty right on lately, you know, guys. Like, there's just been a lot that's been going on, keeping me entertained, and exciting things I'm looking forward to, you know. Lots of work to do. So much of it, you know, guys, is research though, figuring out exactly how I'm gonna mill this lumber, or my log building research, researching tools, all that shit. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, guys. So I want to get this lumber stacked. I should have pretty well had it stacked immediately, actually. We'll get her done here now. So I want it stacked in the trees, because you kind of want it in the shade, actually, like that plus 30 sun. It'll dry it out too quickly. See, I got my logs drying back here too. And this is actually a beautifully flat piece of ground. But here's the thing, right? Like, our lumber is only going to be straight as this surface. It doesn't have to be level. It just has to all be in the same plane. So you can see I got pallets stacked here, guys. But you see, we got to jack them up. It's actually just wonderfully straight to begin with, but we got to make sure they're all just totally flat and in the same plane. So we'll get right after it here, guys. I got these little sticks and shit, kindling, and little wedges to prop it up so we can level it off. Okay, I usually have patience for most everything. This is one of those things I don't have much patience for, but I stretched out my chalk line all the way around to the four corners, and then used it as a string to set them all, and it's looking good. You can just eyeball it, right? Like, look down, see where it all eclipses. It's not gonna be perfect, it's gonna move some too. Okay, so I need stickers for my wood pile to dry it out, my stack of wood. We're just taking these 1-inch boards we milled that are just slightly wider than pallets, which is perfect. Ripping them 1 inch by 1 inch. Just like that, and we need quite a few of them. And then I'm just stickering this pile at the ends and where every board is on these pallets, so that the weight transfers directly onto the boards instead of like in the center here. So that'll be good. A little excessive, but like, there's a lot of stickers on this pile, but that's okay. Okay friends, so I'm building my stack here. And I really did the right decision when I went and I bought this little 1 gallon sprayer for $25 to do this, because it makes life a lot easier. Now we're treating these for insects and stuff. I made a comment on my YouTube video, and what I got the most was borax and water sprayed on. So let me know what you guys think on that. 300 ml to 1 gallon is the mixture, about the only mixture I found. And now, as I stack them here, you can see this thing, how it sprays. It works really good. As I stack them, I'm really getting them, like, you know, really spraying them down good, top and bottom. And let me know what you guys think. The only thing here is I got some sap stain happening in this pile, and I'm gonna have to look into it a little further. We're learning, friends, we're learning. But I'm really liking these big, beautiful slabs. I'm gonna make some beautiful furniture, and that's probably what I should be most focused on with this poplar stuff, because there's probably value there where I should just be looking for some spruce to mill dimensional. I'm curious to see how it looks though, you know, friends, we really are just learning. But shit, it's beautiful lumber. Look at some of this shit. Having a blast, friends, having a blast. See, I peeled the cambium layer too, with all these logs, peeled for furniture, but over this rainy shit, like, it really went to hell. But see, this stuff, it's all just gonna sand off. But I should look into this a bit further. Yeah, man, like, just look at this. It's beautiful. Like, big, beautiful slabs. These ones especially are nice. I'm wanting more too. 8 foot. If I join those three together, I would have a hell of a kitchen table. Okay, our lumber pile is looking pretty deadly, guys. Especially our live edge stuff, I think, is what I'm most excited about. It's all right on. More experience and better preparation for how I would mill and in what order I would bring would make a bigger, better stack than this. But hey, we're learning. So I have just been running your basic crosscut chain. One, because I wanted to see what I thought to initially begin with before I spent the money on the ripping chain, but I've been running it for a little while here. You know, guys. And we're gonna see here, I bought a ripping chain there now, and we're gonna see if it's worth it. I wonder if it'll keep the bar cooler. It really should cut faster. How much faster? We're gonna find out, because it's not super cheap. Though what you notice straight away is the angle they're sharpened on is only 10 degrees. It's a very slight angle. There's a much different raker design. And this is the Oregon 72 DP. Fuck, something like that. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can cut through it a little bit faster than rabbit speed here. It's pretty slow, but yeah, man, we're just gonna get after it here and see what happens. Can't wait to see if this is any better. Man, guys, did I ever get some beautiful lumber out of these. A little bit of a learning curve with my new chain though too. Look at all those beautiful boards, man, off one log. Fuck yeah, build something deadly out of them. Well, beauty day at the mill here, guys. Well, not quite. A good afternoon anyway. Got some deadly boards off her. It's gonna storm here tonight for sure. It is pretty damn slow, even with my new chain, but we have fun. And yeah, guys, I love coming back to camp after a long day of work. You know, sit down, enjoy the night, have a beer, and eat like a caveman. It's a bad day to be an old mill, but it's sure a good day to be T&I. So, guys, the ripping chain, it definitely is a bit faster. You know, it does work nicer. All in all, it just is better. You do notice the difference. The truth is, though, it's still terribly slow. Like, I put the camera far enough away here with my little 455 Rancher, and it doesn't even look like I'm moving. But it works a lot cooler, you know? Like, it doesn't work nearly as hard as the crosscut chain, you know, and it cuts smoother. But the bar doesn't get near as hot with that milling chain on, which is a huge advantage. Like, I was really having to oil that chain a lot using the crosscut chain. Extra to keep that bar from warping. I even did get it too hot to begin with. Yeah, there was a learning curve for sure. Also, it cuts definitely way smoother, but here's the thing. I found this chain very temperamental to sharpen. I had to really be precise and really focus when I was sharpening that saw. Otherwise, it did want to cut kind of a washboard if you didn't get it perfect. Here are 6 beautiful 1.25 inch boards I milled off this log. You know, really good looking boards. Just looking real nice here. But yeah, it's definitely trickier to sharpen. I definitely noticed that straight away. But it's it was kind of frustrating, guys. You know, like the learning curve, she can be harsh. I put this new chain on, and it was a cooler kind of a day, and I was working it hard, and I could hold on to that chain no problem, you know. Like, that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to hold that chain. I want it to be that cool. I don't want it to be hot at all. I want to be able to hold that chain. So I got confident that this chain didn't require oiling. Came back on a hotter day and warped the bars. So that was frustrating. But hey, that's how it goes, you know. It really is how it goes. With every new thing, there's a learning curve, and that's kind of what gets frustrating. But hey, we're learning, friends. We really are. Yeah, other than that too, like, Here's the deal. I wanted to talk a bit about the saw I'm using. Now, you guys know I do actually love this saw. I've loved it right since the day I got it. It's kind of been my baby, but I'm kind of pissed off with it. It's been a love-hate here, friends. Like, it's a deadly saw when it's going, and it really does the job well. Like, I can't see myself needing more saw for cutting and bucking trees or cutting firewood. Like, it's really powerful, really cuts good. But for $600 saw, I should not be on my third oil pump, but I am. I've only had it like 2 years, and truthfully, I haven't worked it all that hard. There's no way I should be on my third oiler. And this is no coincidence, friends. It's a part that should have been recalled. There's no way. It's got to be so painfully obvious how many oil pumps are coming through on warranty that we have a catastrophic failure here that needs to be recalled. But all the same, I got the 4th one in stock because it's going to break again. You got to be careful with this saw because it could stop oiling at any point. And I've liked this saw, but I've had just enough trouble with it, and I see just enough chintzy parts on it that I'm probably going to go still, and I'm definitely going professional grade on my next saw. I just can't. I'm getting a little bit annoyed with this saw. But here's the deal on chainsaw milling, you know, friends. Like, if you're coming and you got some fancy lumber and you're doing some big slabs for furniture building or other kind of pieces of that sort that would be hard to buy at the store, yeah, you can do all right at it. You know, like you're building a dining room table and you want huge live edge slabs or whatever, you know, that's right on. If you're trying to mill dimensional here, oof, I don't know about it. It's pretty painful. But what did I get out of it? Out of all the time I spent here holding on to this saw, vibrating, moving out of turtle space. Well, I tell you what, friends, we learned a lot doing this. I learned a lot about milling. I learned a lot about working with lumber, treating lumber, stacking lumber. It's a big learning experience for me. I didn't get a whole bunch of lumber, but I'm going to make some deadly projects out of what I did. And, you know, that's good too. But the big thing is the learning experience, getting the experience with the chainsaw mill. And if I ever pursue bandsaw milling, I got a head start, and I really have a better understanding before I even buy the mill, and planning and seeing if it's worth it kind of deal. And also for log building, friends, is probably going to be the biggest thing. Being able to mill these flats for the bottom sill logs and the top logs as well, and I'm going to use the chainsaw for that, so that'll be really good. I now have a lot of experience and can do that confidently when the time comes. So that'll be the big takeaway, friends, is learning experience. And I built this workstation too, you know, which will be deadly. I'm going to use it for some other things. And you know what, guys, I would 100% do it again. Sure didn't make a tremendous amount of lumber, but I had fun. I learned a lot, and that's what it's all about, friends. You know, learning and investing in what you know, because that's about as valuable as any investment can be, as far as I'm concerned, friends. So, right on. I built 2 sets of these deadly little buggers last night, just out of some 3/16 plate. And I should have built them a long time ago. They're for log building. And you can see here, they're sharpened, so they really hold that log in good. Put one at either end, not going anywhere, it's right on. Okay guys, so I got all the lumber milled up that I'm gonna do for a long time at least, and probably ever with the chainsaw mill. But yeah, so it's all lined up here. We're getting it unloaded, treated, and stacked, and be done with it. Our lumber is all treated now and stuff, guys, and we're getting it stacked up here. It's raining, if you can imagine that. This stack is quite a bit better, you know. It's designed a lot better. It is just better. It's stickered lots, stickered in the same places. There's a fair little share of lumber on here. Now we're gonna be done with it. I'm gonna put some plastic over the top so that when I put these rocks on to weigh it down, don't stain them. I don't think it matters too much keeping the rain off them. I think it'll shed the rain nicely and dry out, and that wouldn't matter too much. Put these rocks on, you know, kind of in the same way you would sticker them, every little ways there, and weigh it down so our boards don't twist and shit while they dry. So let's get right at her. This here's a deadly looking stack there now, guys. I wish I built it bigger and planned to do my longest ones first and how I would stack it in the order I milled it. Because you do go to stack it right away. Sure helped, like none of this stuff's got any sap stain. It's been raining all the same, but it's, or on the ends because of how I left the logs, but it's just way better. I got lots of rocks on here really weighing this down nice. The lumber's gonna dry out good. Can't wait for it to dry out and use some of those boards and those beauty live edge. Built some deadly shit, man. I'm so excited. But anyway, I'm just getting fucking soaked out here. Well guys, anyway, that's it for me here and for milling for quite a while. Well, I guess not quite, but I'm definitely not making any more lumber here for quite a while. But anyway, I'm getting this saw. I'm gonna bring the mill back here right now, my workstation, and I'm gonna start milling the flats. I'm doing some log building practice, and I can't tell you how excited I am for that, guys. We're getting after that, and that should be in the next video or two. And I'm excited, guys. It's just deadly and whatnot. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope everybody's doing just great.